Hi everybody, my name is Ian Milligan. I'm an assistant professor of history at the University of Waterloo, and what I want to do is talk to you today about how you can take the data that we're publishing at the Canadian Political Parties and Political Interest Group portal and explore it for yourself. So to start, our collection that we're working with is 50 political parties and political interest groups collected by the University of Toronto Libraries and the Internet Archive's Archive It service between October 2005 and March 2015. On our splash page, you'll see this, a bunch of links. The circles are nodes, which are domains, and then there's lines connecting them all that are the hyperlinks between them all. And so to make it possible for you to replicate and explore this data yourself, we've published it using Scholars Portal, which is a service of the Ontario Council of University Libraries. You can go to our page, and if you click on Data and Analysis, you'll see that we're starting to upload datasets. This is part of our commitment to making our research data available to the general public and other scholars. And so here you see we have a file, all-cpp-links.graphml. It's 5 megabytes in size, and it's all of the links in this collection. And so we can click download, and we get that data. But what can we do with that data? So to analyze it, I'm going to load up Gephi. Gephi is an open source network analysis platform. And so we load it up, and we click Open Graph File. And there's that file, all-cpp-links.graphml. I load it up, we create a new graph, and we press OK. And suddenly before us, we're going to see all of the links if we click on the Overview tab. So there's all the links, but it's not terribly useful. So I want to show you a few quick steps that can make this into something usable. So once you're here, click on Data Laboratory, and I'll give you a quick tour. So here are nodes. Nodes are those domains. So in this case, there's glentibo.ndp.ca. That's a domain. And edges are links between those things. So in this case here, the Winnipeg Sun, a page was archived in this collection, linked to dig.com 8 times on November 3rd, 2009. And so we can graph this information and see how things have evolved. So let's go back to nodes. And let's make sure we have a label field correctly populated. Sometimes it does this, sometimes it doesn't. So just to be safe, I like to click Copy Data to Other Column. I select ID, and I say Copy to Label. Then we go over to the edges. And all I want to do here is make sure this time interval, in that case, say, November 3rd, 2009, I want to make sure that's in a format that Gephi understands. So I click on Merge Columns. It's a bit counterintuitive. I select the time int column. I move it over here. And then for merge strategy, I select create time interval. I press OK. And we say, I want you to parse the dates in the format we have. And so we look closely and we see it's 2009, 1103. We as humans know that's referring to November 3rd, 2009. And we just want to tell Gephi that's the case here. So Y, the 4 digits of the year, MM, the 2 digits of the month, and DD, the 2 digits of the day. I press OK, and here we go. So let's go over to the overview. Let's look back at how our Borg cube is doing. Now, it's not doing much, and if we actually started to move these nodes around, I'm working on a laptop here, we would start to have processing problems with all of the data that's moving around. So what we're going to want to do is filter it down. To do that, we click on the Filters tab over in the right, and we're going to open up Topology, and I'm going to take in degree range and drag it down here. Now, in degree refers to the amount of links coming in to a node. So imagine you have a website, say ianmilligan.ca, and 4 other websites in this collection have linked to ianmilligan.ca. Its in degree is 4. Now let's say you have a website such as webarchives.ca, and only 1 other website in our collection linked to it, it would have an in degree of 1. So let's say in this case we want to care about websites that have been linked to more than others, and we're going to take the slider and we're going to move it to 4. It's a bit persnickety. Here we have 4 to 140. We press filter. And you'll see here, suddenly there's a whole lot less links. And that makes us able to move them around. So now we want to select a layout. This is more of an art than a science, but I'm just going to pick Force Atlas. I find Force Atlas 2 doesn't often work well with link analysis. Let's increase the repulsion strength. I don't want to keep you here all day, so I'm just going to add some zeros randomly here. And we're going to start running it. And then we press this button here, center on graph, and we can get a sense of what we're looking at. Now this is interesting, but we're still not learning too much. Let's say we really care about the websites that are linked to more, and we want to make their circles and their text look a bit bigger than other ones. And so to do that, we go over here and click on ranking. And we click on nodes, and then we decide to choose a rank parameter, in this case, in degree. And now we have to decide how we want to rank them based on the amount of times they're linked to. So let's click on this diamond. That's Gephi's proxy for size. And let's say we want a min size of 1 and a max size of 50. We press apply, and you'll see that some nodes are now bigger than others. Those are undoubtedly social media sites. Let's increase the min size to 5. See how it looks like. Let's increase this to 75. And we're starting to get some results here. Again, if I didn't want to take up all your afternoon, we'd start playing around and we'd be tweaking it endlessly. But as a good proxy, it's looking decent now. Now the problem is we don't know what these nodes are. So let's turn on labels. It's this T down here, show node labels. I click on it, and again, we have tons of labels. But we have too many labels. Let's make it so that the more a website's linked to, the bigger its label, and the less it's linked to, the smaller its label. And that's actually pretty easy. We click on the letter in the diamond, and here I've got it set to minimum 1.25, max 2.5. Let's see what that looks like. It's a little too big. Let's drop the minimum down to 75. All right, let's try that. And it's a decent proxy. And you'll see as you zoom in, more labels appear. When you zoom out, they don't appear. Now the problem is there's quite a bit of overlap, and so there's one other layout. We can go down here and click Label Adjust, and we play it, and it just spreads that out a little bit more. Again, it's pretty dense here in the middle. I'd probably play with it a bit more, but for our demo, this is looking pretty good. Now for our final step, let's go over, click on Statistics. Let's see if there's any communities to give our graph a bit of information. We see these different net metrics we can run. I'm just going to run modularity. I press Run. I'm happy with the default settings. We have a report now, the different communities it's found. And if we click on partition, we can put our nodes into different partitions. We click on partition, we refresh here, and then I'm going to choose modularity class and apply it. And you'll see different colors are appearing for different things, like social media and Blogger have all been grouped into the same category. And then finally, we can click this light bulb. Can make it sometimes a bit more legible by having a black background. We can click Enable Timeline. And you'll see here, you can begin to look at your data a bit more in depth. So hopefully you found this helpful, and we look forward to sharing more data sets with you over the coming months and hopefully years. Thank you.